Daniel, take us to our Splatoon story.
Yes, Splatoon. Our story comes from GoNintendo.com, who we often cite. Nintendo's Splatoon panel at GDC 2018. Another round of development details and more insight. So there's some just bullet points in this article to go over. So the initial prototype used cube-shaped characters shooting black and white ink on a flat map, which sounds boring, so I'm glad they changed that. They used cubes because they were easy to make, and the team eventually ended up calling them blocks of tofu. Okay. Rabbits can be both black and white, making them easy to separate into team, which is why the next prototype had rabbits. Then rabbits are also very territorial creatures. The devs wanted to use bright colored inks and thought they would contrast well with the neutral color of the rabbits. The build was shown
well with the neutral color of rabbits.
Yeah, I guess it does. What do you know? The build was shown to others around Nintendo, and many were confused as to what rabbits had to do with ink. Which is true. That's fair enough. Squids were actually one of the original candidates, but the team couldn't find a reason to choose them over the other ideas. When the team thought up swimming quickly through ink, squids started to make more sense. like they're like stuck on this rabbit idea, and they're like, oh, I mean, ink and swimming. Why didn't we do squids before this? The squids were given a human form to help differentiate between their walking and ink swimming abilities, and the Nintendo took the container approach when creating the game's world. The container was the multiplayer, and the team slowly added things to that. I don't know what that means, but
it might be a game development term.
It must be. Sure.
I think what they meant by container is instead of having like a big world to put everything
just
in,
like small, different
you just
levels,
literally make a big cube and then fit everything inside that cube.
That makes sense. Things added included the hub world, characters, apparel, songs, the Squid Sisters, and more. The team saw Splatoon as a service game, much like For Honor or Overwatch. The team sought to continuously add weapon stages and modes to keep players engaged and entice newcomers.
They messed up by never charging people.
Yeah, really.
For that DLC.
Well, someone's argued that was what was part of what was great about it.
Yeah, but it's like if they wanted to make it a games as a service thing to where like they keep making more and more money from it, you don't give away the free DLC. Like,
unless you want.
How do you charge for free DLC?
You make it not free DLC.
Yeah, but if it's free DLC, how do you make money on it?
Well, like I imagine a smarter business move would have been to release like 2 or 3 free weeks of DLC, but then after that release it to where it's like you still get one piece of free DLC, but then the 3 or 4 other things you have to pay for. So it's like
you could also
you get a new splat gun, whatever it may be, but if you buy that week's DLC for like $2 or $5, you get like maybe a new level or new rollers or new costumes and stuff. So it's like no matter what, you still get the free DLC, but if you pay the money, you get more.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's a wrong method to, have the free DLC and then to just make a sequel. But they could also have done, say, the old Awesome Knots model before Awesome Knots went free to play, where you had the base game, you bought it, and then they had free additions to the game. And then at some point they did an expansion. And there was certain even after the expansion came out, some content was still part of the base game and some content was part of the expansion. So they would add to both. So even if you didn't get the expansion, you'd still get content sometimes, but you'd also get more if you got the expansion. Both got continually added to, kind of situation.
All right,
could have been
Daniel,
cool.
Finish the details.
Yes,
Here.
there's only 2 points. No, we got most. There's only 2 points left. Splatfest also helped people, come back, helped to bring people back for more, and the fan reaction and support for the franchise means a lot to the devs. They say nothing, not even cheese, makes them happier. Let me tell you, that's a statement.
But I love cheese.
I love cheese.
All right,
not even cheese or chocolate would make them happier.
Mandy, what are your thoughts on Splatoon? Are you a big fan? Do you hate the game?
Yeah. I love the game. I'm glad it became what it is now, and not the paid DLC route. but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the game. Like, it's so addicting, and I go back for the Splatfest, and it's just fun. Good fun.
Did you become a fan like for Splatoon 2, or were you playing the original on Wii U?
I became a fan in Splatoon 2.
Alright. Well, what about you?
Because, like...
Sorry, what were you saying, Mandy? Didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh. No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Alright, Daniel. Splatoon. What are your thoughts?
I enjoy it. Yeah, I found...
Alright, what about you,
very
Axel?
Okay. Bye, everybody. I'm just gonna hide under my desk now. No, it's good. I played both. It's definitely like the multiplayer is really the meat and potatoes of the deal. The single player is very much the side piece.
You say that, but my hope before we got Splatoon 2, my hope was like a Splatoon adventure game.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like they do have that, like the single player campaign, and it's fun, but it's not like it feels very not fully fleshed out. So I'm really hoping with the Octo expansion.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that'll really like fill out. That
sounds like
that
it's a big
bit.
Story mode and that.
Yeah.
Whatnot.
Yeah,
Although,
it's like, okay, this is what I want. I want to see this, you know?
The original trailer for it, I was watching it, and I was thinking the entire time, why do they have this squid kid so sexualized?
I didn't even know it was an octopus. Like,
Yeah.
Because everyone loved Marina, that's why. And by
Yeah.
the way, don't question it. You're not allowed to.
Yeah, it was like, she's just walking in slow-mo through the train, like, shaking her hips with each step, and I'm like...
that
Is-
old guy
is-
was
Have
is
you
looking
this-
been paying attention to Splatoon
is
2
this
up
a-
till this point?
Is this a game for kids?
Jesse,
or...
If you
Yeah,
had it, you'd shake it too.
Nintendo's been kind of pushing the envelope with that a little bit, though. I don't know if you noticed, but every game that comes out, they're like, okay, how many hot girls can we put in here? Let's figure it out.
Yes.
I love
The
it's like a
scene...
Fire Emblem, and
Well, I imagine that the scene with Zelda and Breath of the Wild was deliberate. Like they could have.
Excuse me, Jesse. Scene? Singular?
Was
I
there
think he's
was there
particularly
another?
talking about the butt shots, like just
Well,
that
yeah.
part in particular.
There's actually a lot of those.
Yeah, like they could have easily, to make it more kid friendly, just like panned the camera around to where you see Zelda's face when she's bending over, as opposed to.
You do, and then you see her butt.
Yeah, just do like a slow pan around until your camera's right in the butt.
You know, we're joking, but there were
well,
people
everyone
who want
has a
that.
butt. So.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
yeah.
true.
I mean, everyone poops.
Well, Daniel, if you remember, there was the news story that we had where it was Nintendo, like it was confirmation that Nintendo was going to all of the mature game developers that were making like lewd games and stuff, and asking them to bring their games over to the Nintendo Switch. So like games like Galgun and others that the entire point is to like take the clothes off of random anime girls. Like Nintendo was actively pursuing them to bring their games to the Switch.
For some reason.
It wasn't like they were like, hey, Nintendo, can we put this game on the Switch? It was Nintendo going after them, asking them to bring their games to the Switch.
Yeah.
So maybe Breath of the Wild is just the first sign of things to come.
Oh no, don't.
And then we see it with Splatoon. I'm surprised there wasn't something in Mario Odyssey with like Peach or something. But anyways,
Oh, there was.
Did I miss out on something?
Have you done an image search for wedding dress Peach?
Uh-oh. Do I want to?
Don't do it, but I'm just saying.
I'm gonna do it.
Do it
Wait,
right
should
now.
I do it? I don't know if I should. I feel like I'm gonna be a little disappointed. It's just gonna be like normal.
Insane. I did find one of Peach in the wedding dress, and she just had a face that was like, have you ever seen Jim Carrey's The Mask?
Yeah.
So it was literally Peach wearing the mask, but in like a hypersexualized wedding. I don't have no idea what I even just saw. Like,
All right.
And have you played Metroid?
Metroid? Yeah.
That's
Yes.
the first video I ever played.
Oh,
Metroid's a
it
girl.
started there.
Yeah, it kind of did. Yeah, oh, I'm glad you pointed that out. I have this kind of like theory on that. Like, I would argue that Samus Aran is arguably like the first. I mean, granted, it's tame compared to what you see these days, but I would argue Samus Aran is basically the first like video game sex icon, basically.
Yeah.
Because she's badass.
Yeah.
She's wicked. Honestly, like, I see what you're talking about with this Google search here. This was a mistake. No, that's true. Is because it's weird because Samus is like this super badass, awesome bounty hunter character, and then your reward for being so awesome and killing all your enemies quickly and getting through the game, and they're like, now you can see her take her clothes off, and it's like, doesn't that
was
kind
the
of like,
90s.
like, yeah, I mean they're not so much. I want to say they're doing it less now, but then when they were like, here's Zero Suit Samus, like I knew people that were nuts for Zero Suit Samus, and I was like, this is like 2006 Wii graphics. Are you sure this is like, why is this doing it for you? What? This is not a real person.
Well, when they did it with Metroid Zero Mission, they released like, and it was actually honestly like hilarious. Like it still cracks me up. They're like they made a big deal about Metroid Zero Mission, but like during the release of that game, they made a lot of artwork of Zero Suit Samus, like way more than was reasonable, and like all of them offer her butt to the camera. It's really funny.
Yes.
Like you should go to like Metroid database, just go to Zero Suit.
I once made the joke that if as many people played the Metroid games as cosplay Zero Suit Samus, there would be new Metroid games every year.
Right. Oh yeah.
No question.
Yeah, it's a popular cosplay.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. Final thoughts on Splatoon, everybody.
Great game.
Well, not Splatoon. Sorry, the DLC, the upcoming DLC.
I want it.
Anything that can put me closer to Marina is okay by me.
Nice.
I mean, what? Who said? Huh? What were you talking about?
What about you, Mandy?
I'm gonna get it. I like it.
Awesome.
I want to see what it has.
All right, Axel. I don't think you got to last time. So, would you like to take the next piece of news? All you have to do, read the title, say where it comes from, and then read a couple paragraphs.
So on Kotaku, we got teens and teachers say Fortnite Mobile is destroying some school. Full disclosure, I made Jesse put this on.
Yes. He wasn't going to include it, and we're like, no. We have to. If we can talk about Toad's head not being a hat, we can talk about this.
That's partly why I asked Axel to go with this news story. Yes, this is from Kotaku, written by Patricia
Hernandez.
Yeah. So what does this tell us, Axel?
So it says, for months now, teachers everywhere have heard students talk about Fortnite, the world's latest obsession, nonstop.